Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about acne and Accutane and a little bit about my experience and everything I learned while on it, and of course the finished results, and overall my experience isn't just what I think. So if you want to listen to that, then just keep watching. Thank you, bye. Okay, so I posted this photo on my Instagram page, and you know, several people said that they would like to on Accutane. So I thought I would just tell you a little bit about my journey, and then you know, how I felt while I was on it, and then the overall results, and if I would recommend it and all that good stuff. So let's get into it. So I've written down just a couple bullet points on my phone. If I'm looking down, that's what I'm looking at, just to help me stay on track and not ramble so much. So first of all, just a little background about my history with acne or my skin. I never had acne through high school or college. I would get pimples, definitely would get pimples, but I never had uncontrollable new zits every day acne. So that was something that I never had to deal with. I would always get zits, or you know, that time of the month or whatever it was, but nothing uncontrollable. When I was last year, when I was 25, you know, now looking back on it, it feels like it happened overnight, but you know, I'm sure it happened over a gradual period of time. But within about a month or two, I had zits all over my face, and not just zits that sit like whiteheads that sit on the top of the skin. I had deep nodules and cystic acne all over my face, and it was painful, and it really, I mean, my confidence took a really big hit with the way that my skin was looking. I had trouble just looking people in the face, like and looking people in the eye, because I was so self-conscious about my skin. And I know we shouldn't be, and blah blah blah, but it is the first thing that people see, and it really affected me, and it affected my job, and it affected a lot of things. So after 4 or 5 months of dealing with this, I decided to go to a dermatologist. My dermatologist highly, you know, he's a big fan of Accutane, and that was the first thing that he recommended. He thought that I was having hormonal acne because I had never experienced this before, and that Accutane would nip it in the bud. I had heard a lot of bad stuff about this drug. I knew that it was a serious drug, and I really did not want that going into my body. I didn't want to deal with it. So our first course of action was doing an antibiotic and a topical cream called Epiduo. So I started on the antibiotic, I got it that day, and I was on it for about a week, and I could already see just a couple little things start to happen, good things. You know, some of my older breakouts going away and stuff like that. Unfortunately, it turns out I was allergic to it, and I got a rash like on my feet, and it was weird. So I went back to him and told him, I was like, well, I have a rash all over my feet, you know, what else can we do? And you know, he basically told me that we could do a different antibiotic, but that I most likely, the antibiotic could maybe get rid of my acne for a short period of time, but with hormonal acne it would most likely come back. And so again, he recommended Accutane. I left that appointment feeling kind of jaded. I don't know what the right word is. I really didn't want to go on this, but I really did not want to deal with this skin issue anymore. So after thinking about it, doing a ton, I mean a ton of research, I decided to I decided to go on the drug. So a little bit, let me make sure I'm staying on point here. A little bit about the process. You know, you can't just go into your dermatologist and say, give me the drug, and he gives it to you that day. It's such a serious commitment when it comes to your skin, that there's paperwork you need to sign, and you have to do a pregnancy test and I believe a blood test the day that you decide to do it. And then I believe you have to wait a full month and come back and do a pregnancy test and a blood test again to make sure, maybe not a blood test again, but a pregnancy test again to make positive that you are not pregnant. So just to be clear, Accutane, they say, does not affect fertility at all. This is what I've read, and this is what my doctors told me, my general practitioner and my dermatologist. However, Accutane, it's a toxic level, almost toxic level of vitamin A, basically. It's a very high level vitamin A, and it can give severe birth defects to a fetus. So if you're on Accutane, it is so important that you do not get pregnant, because that baby would most likely have issues. And so that's what most of the paperwork that you're filling out is saying, that you are either going to be on birth control or you're going to be abstinent, and that you are not going to get pregnant while on this drug. So you do your pregnancy test if you're a girl. If you're a guy, then it doesn't matter. You don't get a pregnancy test. Shocker. You come back in a month, you do another pregnancy test, they make sure that you're not pregnant, and then they write you the prescription, you can go get it. I believe it, it depends on your insurance. Mine, it was between, I think, $5 or $10 a month, to get the prescription. So every month, once you're done, you have to go back to your dermatologist and you have to check in, and he has to do another blood test and another pregnancy test each month to make sure that your kidneys are still working right and that they're processing this medicine correctly and that you're not pregnant. So you have to check in every month. And if you don't check in, and if you don't answer, there's also a set of questions that you have to answer every month to make sure that you're knowledgeable about the fact that you should not get pregnant while on this medicine. And the nurse will help you with those, but you basically have to check in every month and kind of go through a process all over again to go get your prescription and go to the pharmacy and get it. So, that in itself, tells you that this is not to be taken lightly. It's a serious drug. You have to really weigh the pros and cons and personally make that decision for yourself. So I was on, looking at my phone, staying on track. One cycle of Accutane is 5 months, and I noticed results very quickly. I'd say within 3 months of being on it, my skin was pretty much 100% clear. What I noticed while I was on the drug, I had a lot of the symptoms that they tell you you will have. My lips were incredibly chapped. I mean, I had to keep chapstick on me all the time. I can't even tell you how many tubes of chapstick I went through. The level of vitamin A that you're taking in this medication, it dries out, it's so drying. It dries out the oils in your skin, the sebum production in your face and in your skin. It affects your joint fluid. So a common side effect is joint pain, is lower back pain. I very quickly had lower back pain. I was able to work through it. I still went to the gym, I still did my things, but I'm not gonna lie, I complained. It didn't feel good. It was kind of just a dull pain, and I would feel it every single time I stopped moving, and it would kind of slowly spread throughout my lower back. And then after probably about 15 to 30 seconds, it would dissolve and go away, but it was, I knew it was there. The other thing, my nose, my skin your skin gets so dry. Some people experience flaking skin just because, it's sucking all the oils out of their face. My skin actually never flaked, which I thought I never got flaky patches or dry patches, which I thought was so interesting because I have dry skin normally. But my lips were constantly chapped and my nose was so dry that I did occasionally get nosebleeds. Other people will experience things like hair loss. They experience a lot of different things. And really, you have to talk to your general practitioner, and you need to talk to your dermatologist, and you just need to do the research and figure out if it's a good fit for you. Looking back on it, I didn't finish the 5 months. I did about 4.5 months because my progress was so great that we didn't really think I needed to do the entire 5 months. I finished my 4.5 month cycle in February of 2014, so earlier this year. And it's been, I guess, that's 7 or 8 months ago. So you know, I haven't had a breakout since. In fact, my skin has been really great, and I don't want to jinx it. Knock on something, because I don't want to jinx it. Occasionally, I'll get maybe like the tiniest little like red, like almost like pinprick, kind of like a zit, but not really, and it will go away in like a day or two. So in terms of breakouts, I haven't had any. You know, my dermatologist told me that Accutane is supposed to completely, like it's supposed to completely rid you of acne like for the rest of your life. That works for some people, and it definitely doesn't work for others. I've known people to do 2 or 3 cycles, 2 or 3 5-month cycles on Accutane because their acne is just that bad and it's just that stubborn. Hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully I'm done. I'm going to insert some kind of before and after photos at the end of this so you can kind of see my progress. I don't have any dates to go on the photos, but I'll try to put them in order so you can see my face at its worst all the way up until today. I'll either put in, I'm wearing a lot of makeup right now, but I'll either put in a video clip or a photo of my bare, fresh, clean skin today, and that way you can see the difference. I know sometimes people will say, oh, well, if you didn't, you know, wear so much makeup, then you wouldn't get as much acne, or you eat too much chocolate, or whatever it is. I blamed it on chocolate too, because I love some chocolate. I love chocolate. But, you know, sometimes it's a deeper medical issue, and you need to go seek professional help. And, you know, I even had people, you know, tell me, like, that I was being too vain, and I shouldn't, you know, worry about it so much, but it's a really, like I said before, it really, you know, hurts your confidence. And I work in an office where I deal, you know, with different people every day, face to face, in a very social setting, and that's not, you know, the best face, pardon the pun, the best face that I wanted to put forward. So for me, yes, it was a great move. I don't regret it. I think it was good. Would I recommend it to other people? It's hard for me to recommend it to other people because it is such an intense, serious drug that you really need to do your research and talk to a professional before you make that decision. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a skincare expert. This is just my personal journey with it and my personal results. So I can't say, you know, yes, you should do it or no, you shouldn't. But I definitely think it's effective, and I think when I put in the photos you'll see that. So yeah, I think that was it. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope this helped you. I hope you have a little bit better understanding about the process and what happens, and, you know, just another account of that it does work. But there are pros and cons, like with any drug, there are pros and cons. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the bottom bar. And, you know, this opens up other discussions about what kind of skincare I use now and all that kind of stuff. I am a very big kind of stickler when it comes to skincare. So if that's a video you guys would like to see on kind of how I maintain good skin, then I would be happy to do that. Please leave comments and questions below. Also, I'm doing Invisalign right now, so I have the clear retainer braces. I'm about 6 months into an 18-month period, so if that is something you guys are interested in, if you wanted to hear about Invisalign and, you know, the good and the bad and what I think about it, then I'd be happy to talk about that as well. Also, if you guys would like to see this makeup look, I would be happy to do that for you. It's just blue winged liner with a pink lip. So, yeah, questions, comments, everything, welcome below. So, I will see you next time. Bye! rat tail come into play. Oh, God. Oh, the horror. Ow. Eyelash. Get with it. Ugh.